Many people are angry in this country, in particular a lot of whites, because they say the Black Lives Matter movement has released a manifesto of the list of demands of what they want and what they believe. And in that list of demands of what they want, they list reparations, they list educational reform, healthcare reform. Those things, to me, are great things. And I think it's wonderful that they put something in writing to put before the world of what they really want and what's in the best interest of this nation in regards to black people. But why are they angry about reparations, Ms. Box? Why would whites have a problem with reparations going to black people when they paid them to the Japanese Americans who were put in internment camps during the war with Japan? They paid it to the Indian brothers and sisters who they gave casinos on their reservations. They even helped the Jewish people get it from Nazi Germany and what happened to them in the Holocaust. So if you helped everybody else, you got a problem with helping those you kept enslaved for over 300 and something years in this nation, black people?
Okay, so take it down a notch. So in 2008, Congress actually passed a resolution that apologized for slavery. Blanket apology. But race hustlers like in the Black Lives Matter movement, like Jesse, like Al, like ex-Barack Obama, the ultimate race hustler, they don't want things to change. They like the angst. They like things being ginned up. In the past 7.5 years, race relations have dramatically gotten worse in this country because of this leadership. And the bottom line is Black Lives Matter, DeRay McKeeson with his stay woke, looking like he's Jesus Christ being crucified. Give me a break. They are getting rich off the backs of leftists and off the backs of the black community.
Ms. Box, let me say this to you. We as black people don't need an apology in this nation. What we need is what was promised to us. They promised us after slavery 40 acres and a mule. We never got it.
That's actually not true.
No, we were promised that.
And you know,
hold on, one second.
After Lincoln pretty much destroyed that.
But we were promised that, and we never got it. So that promise went unfulfilled to this very day. You cannot do that for others in the form of reparations and ignore the sacrifice and the suffering that black people made in this nation to make America what it is and say that we don't deserve it. That is racism.
Okay, listen to me very carefully. After the Civil War, President Jackson was the one that basically poo-pooed everything.
And he was a damn slave owner.
And he was a Democrat.
And Jackson was a slave owner.
So I didn't talk over you, don't talk over me. What the Democrat Party has done is re-enslave the black community. All those things that Black Lives Matter are about, except reparations, which is absolute ridiculousness. It's not going to happen. Education, healthcare, housing, all these things.
Ms. Box,
these are all urban problems that are in the hands of Democrats.
Slavery never ended in America.
That is, okay.
It never ended. Let me say this. Physical bondage ended, but political slavery, financial slavery, educational slavery, healthcare slavery, all of that never ended to this day in America for black people.
When are race hustlers going to stop and say, okay, we're not in chains anymore. America welcomes us. This is a land of opportunity.
We will say that with the same day you all write that check to black people called reparations for what we deserve.
You mean
you wrote it to others, you sure as hell should write it to us.
All reparations is redistribution of wealth, another liberal scheme.
But you're only redistributing what you stole.
Okay.
So what's wrong with sharing and giving back for what you stole?
You know what? I want you to talk to black people who have successfully gotten out of the bondage, as you call it, and you call them slaves, Quanell.
A few select Negroes does not represent the suffering masses who are still there.
They're all Uncle Toms. No, Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. They continue to prove it.
And they've killed nobody. That's crazy as hell.
One of the things that I'm hoping for is with a Donald Trump presidency, we will finally evict all of these illegal aliens that are coming here and stealing jobs from Americans.
Well, sir, I believe that Donald Trump would be wise to speak with people of wisdom and counsel in this nation who understand the immigration problem. Do we have an immigration problem? Yes, we do. But how we go about fixing it is just as important as the problem itself. What Donald Trump is proposing, just shipping 11 million people back out of this country, I don't think that's going to work. In fact, I think it's impossible. I think it's nothing more than rhetoric to excite the emotions of people to help try to get him elected. But can that become the reality? I don't think it can. What they're doing over in Greece, sending them back to Turkey, Turkey is actually doing what Donald Trump says he will do. But if that takes place in America, I think it will create revolution and war.
Well, one of the problems you have is the number, 11 million. It's probably somewhere more like about 65 million. But once again, those people here are taking jobs away from Texans, from Americans, and it's really critically important that we do create a situation where the force of law is in operation. If you break into my house, should I just accept you because you washed my dishes and made my beds? I say no. I say you need to go back and come back in the right way.
So is that what the Indians should have told white Americans?
Absolutely. Ask Cochise if border control is
because
important.
the original illegal alien are European white folk in America.
Agreed.
And so should the Indians stand up today and say deport all white folks back to Europe?
Well, should we learn something from their mistake? Because we are here now.
Or should you learn something from their compassion to give other people an opportunity like was given to you and your ancestors? Learn from their compassion. That's what you should learn from.
I say learn from their mistakes. Ask Geronimo if taking care of your borders is important. We need to do that now.
And I agree with Cochise, Geronimo, and Sitting Bull. Letting in the white man was the worst mistake that the Indians ever could have made. I agree with you. That was one of the greatest mistakes. Even right there in South Africa, they got a similar problem.
Okay, so 18-year-old kid charged with murder in the murder of a convenience store clerk, Northwest Side, very popular guy. And I got to tell you something, and I know what you're going to say. I see that as Hispanic named. And I say to myself, I wonder if he's here illegally. And the media doesn't tell me. Look, I think we should start identifying every person charged with a serious crime who is here illegally. And I don't know if he is or not, but that was my thought this morning. Because you know how I feel about this. A third of our jail is full of illegal immigrants. A big part of the Texas prison system is illegal immigrants. We need to educate people on just how many serious crimes are being committed by illegal immigrants. And whether he is or not, we should know every single time going forward.
I believe the young man is charged with capital murder, which rightfully so he should be charged with if he truly is the murderer and killer of this beloved store clerk. And we should pray for the store clerk's family, because many store clerks, we don't know what they go through working behind those counters, dealing with all types of things in different areas of this city and putting their lives on the line just to sell a small product and make a measly minimum wage to just survive and pay their bills. But to the bigger issue, you sit there and brought up because he's Hispanic.
Yeah.
If he's an illegal immigrant or not.
Yeah, I did.
First of all, are we now going to ask when we see white folks commit crimes, are they illegal immigrants?
Sure.
When we see Asians commit crimes,
I'm cool with
are they illegal immigrants?
I'm cool with that.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're lying.
No, I'm cool with that too. The odds are they're not, but I'm cool with it.
You got a problem with brown people.
No, please.
And you want to racially profile brown people to see because he's Hispanic, check his immigration status. That's racist as hell. If we gonna check somebody's racial background for committing crimes, the biggest mass murderers in America are white men. So what's the racial preference that we gonna check with them when they commit crimes?
Okay, so
that's
look,
racist as hell.
So
dude.
look, I'm okay too if the Finnish people who commit or are accused of murder in Houston, if we get to find out if they're here illegally from Finland too. I'm cool with that. The reality is, and people try to ignore it, the reality is right now in Tijuana where the mayor called the invasion that was so offensive to everyone, a horde of people full of criminals trying to get across the border. We have got to admit in this country that in the group of people that are very nice, great people, there are lots of turds coming in. And we have a fundamental right to weed them out. We also have to rely on the media to tell us the truth about how many of these crimes are being committed.
First of all, one, we don't know that a lot of these people with the quote-unquote caravan are criminals. Show me some data, show me some facts where you can prove majority of them are criminals or a lot of criminals. Secondly, you call them turds.
Yeah.
See, your president used that same terminology about whole nations and immigration coming into America. See, you just like that racist sitting in Washington, D.C., and you ain't fooling nobody, dude. We know what you are, and there's many, many people who look like him, who think like him in this nation.
Happy Thanksgiving.
The hell with that. Them folks ain't sitting on no damn dinner table and give up their whole country. It was happy Thanksgiving. They took it. They didn't give it.
There's nothing I love more than an educated black person shutting down white people, especially white people who are privileged, who refuse that they are actually privileged, or white supremacists who believe that the world revolves around them. And for Quanell X, his name is Quanell X, the black man who you will see throughout the entire video, is shutting them down, telling them that your facts are not straight. Get your facts straight. Because you're talking about immigration, you're talking about immigrants, you're talking about black people, Black Lives Matter movement, and you are not actually part of any of this. Because if it's about talking about immigration, then you're an immigrant. You as a white person in America, you're an immigrant. Because America already had native people before you came in and invaded from Europe. You invaded America and you made it to what it is today. And there's a man who's asked by Quanell, what should we learn from the Indians? Because right now you're chasing away immigrants and you were allowed to enter America freely, without any fight, without any issues. You are allowed to enter. What should we learn? And the white guy goes on to say, yeah, they should have not done that. They should not have done that. That's their mistake. Oops to them. Instead of learning about, their compassion, their heart. Because why would you want to fight people who allowed you into their country? And that is the same thing with immigrants. Immigrants will have to act right. They have to do things the right way because they do not want to be returned back to a country that has either war or it's starving, or there's a couple of issues that they don't want to go back to. Maybe they're in America to help fund their families back at home, wherever they're from. Maybe the reason as to why they're there is because they're looking for a fresh start, because they couldn't find it from the country they were from. Most of them do not actually commit crimes. Most, if you look at statistics, actual statistics, not the ones that you're throwing around as a white person. And yet, you will find in America the biggest danger in America is the white man. The biggest danger in America is the white man. And if you want to confirm, you just Google it. Because mass shootings, owners of the most guns, people who are, put in prison because of committing serial killers, most of them are just white men. It's a fact. It is known. Because you cannot now again not hold up the mirror for yourself, yet you want to hold up the mirror for people who are not even posing a danger to you, your family, or your country.
Do you realize that they're now threatening to stop funding the African American Museum if we don't rewrite the history in that museum? These are the same people that are now cutting funds to any institution that supports affirmative action on any level. And all of that was written into law. Our brothers and sisters on the plantation can tell you how loyal he is to keeping his word. And when you look at everything they're taking back from us that they wrote into law, they never plan to truly honor that. The Bible teaches the wickedly wise will frame and cover mischief with the law. Hell, the minute they think we get comfortable and complacent, they'll rewrite the law and change it.
And guess what? Let me tell you. You talk about your economy, bro. We don't need your economy. We need everything else. You got $50 in for shit. I'm not brother. I'm not brother. Bring it on. And let me tell you something about me. I'm different, okay? I'm not the one you play with. I'm not playing. Let me tell you something about I got him. No. I got him. Can't have it. You tell you about me. I don't do all that. But I will shut you down. I'm that one. Trust me. I am that one. I will shut you down. I know why you're upset. How you think I know your daughter's name?
Because she works.
I know why you're upset.
No, you don't.
I know why you're upset. I know why you're upset. You got a right to be angry.
No, I would be too if I was you.
That's both me. Because I'm that one. I don't do this. I'll get with you.
Yeah.
I sure will.
That's good. I'll get with you too. You don't think so?
You wouldn't even stand it, buddy.
What's your name, sir? You got more heart than the sheriff, dude.
Trust me.
At least you can stand outside by the
You might want to me up. I'll break your ass.
I already did.
Thank you. So you don't want to play with me.
Y'all play. You're a tough one, huh? What about your
I'm
sheriff?
upset about your daughter.
Why your sheriff ain't got the ball? What you gonna say y'all good up boys, right? Y'all the good up boys, right? He what?
Yeah.
He what?
Y'all know why you upset?
What?
You wanna know why you upset?
What
happened?
Why you upset, dude? Conspiracy.
Let me tell everybody right now. His daughter's the one of the ones supposed to be messing with us. Let me tell everybody right now.
Hold on.
Fuck you.
Hold on.
You know what happened. Let me tell everybody right now. You know what happened. Y'all know why your daughter said you know what happened. You know why you upset? Your daughter said you know what happened.
No.
I got the post. You want me to go get it? I got your so your daughter didn't say that you know what happened.
No.
Your daughter didn't say that. We have your own daughter's words.
Yeah, whatever.
We have Ashley's words. Ashley Enoch. We have Ashley's words. We know why you upset. Because your daughter like black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's why you upset. It eating you up, ain't it? It eating you up, ain't it? That she likes a black man. That's what you upset about. That's why we know your daughter's name. That's why you hurt. I know it hurts. I know it hurts.
Ben.
I know it hurts.
Ben, does any of my people,
I know it hurts.
any of my family like black?
I know it hurts.
Got him! Got him!
Hurts.
Right.
Ashley does. Ashley does.
Take something off.
Now let me tell you
Keep
something,
my
Picklewood.
family
Let me tell you
out of
something.
your mouth.
I will
You
whoop your
keep your
ass,
hand out of
punk.
my family.
And we know one. And we know one. Trust. And we know. And we know.
I don't put your family.
I'm that one. I'm that one. And we know you. And we know that if someone gets caught at your house, they'll be found out the next morning. I don't need no help. I don't need no help. I don't need no help. I will break you, partner. Your daughter like black men. Bottom line, that's why you upset. See, that's why the investigation would have been done. All this stuff came out because your daughter like black men. That ain't no rumor. That's from your daughter. Your daughter sent that to Alpha's wife. Your daughter sent that post to your Alpha's wife. That's what you upset about. And you didn't try to turn the FBI with record. That's what you upset about.
I asked him, and he said he knew what
That's what you
happened.
upset about.
I ain't upset.
Tell her we said hi.
Post.
Tell her we said hi.
My family out of your name.
Hey,
That man
she
can say what
told
he want to
us.
say.
She told us.
That man can say what he wants to say.
It's on the internet now.
That man can say what he want to say. That's what you mad about.
No criminalization.
That's right.
No justice. No justice. No
justice, no peace. You wait.
No justice.
Brother, a lot of our people would be shocked to know who the real enemies are among us as a people. They often call them gatekeepers. But gatekeepers are only effective if you're going to that gate to eat. Gatekeepers have never controlled Quanell X. They never made me not do something or do something. And those gatekeepers look like us. But unless you're going to that gate to eat, then they have tremendous influence over you. And most of the gatekeepers are bought and paid for by the very enemies black people have been fighting to get free from.
America is what it is right now because of the choices of mostly white people and then other immigrants. It is a fact. It is known because Latinos and Hispanics were a big chunk of them, not all of them, but a big chunk of them went on to vote for Trump. And what they're going through right now, I'm betting that they're regretting because most of them are being separated from their families, either the parents or the kids. Most of them are being harassed on the streets. Others are even being killed. It is a sad sight to see. America is turning into a warfare. I don't even know how to say it. It's a battle. You can't go to work. You can't provide for your family. Even if you go, you will be attacked. You don't know what is safe. Whatever is happening with the ICE agents, we all know what is happening with them. They're using noise machines that could permanently make sure that you'd never hear again. Like they will permanently damage your eardrums, so you'll never hear again. They are using lethal force, lethal weapons. They do not care. And now they have gotten to a point where they have, crossed the border because ICE agents were believed to only pose a danger to immigrants or to minorities. That is the Asian people, Somali, Black Americans, Hispanics, Latinas, and every other that I have not mentioned. That was their work. They were supposed to only target immigrants or minorities. But now they have crossed it and have gone to the white people. Mind you, as they were doing these things to Latina people, to black people, to other minority groups, white people are silent. Not all of them, but most of them were silent. Now that these ICE agents have crossed the border, crossed the line of what white people envisioned, they thought that, okay, this is only a fight for the minorities. Why should we get involved if we are not really being harassed? And they decided not to get involved. Now that ICE agents have proven that they do not care if you are a leftist, if you are a rightist, if you love Trump, or if you support Trump, if you do not support Trump, they do not care. They are going for everyone. Now that they are doing that, white people are marching on the streets. Yes, it's a good sight to see because they are actually fighting for rights. But it had to get to a point where one of them had to be hurt so that they could empathize and sympathize with Black Americans, with the minority groups. Isn't that sad? It's kind of hypocritical. Yes, we are not denying the fact that whatever ICE agents are doing is not okay. Everyone should be fighting against them. But you refuse to remember that even the people who are speaking in this video, some of them are regretting what they were saying. Because yes, these are not videos of right now. They're from a couple of years back. But you will see that these issues are still the same issues that are being spoken about right now. Like the white lady who Quanell was having a debate with, or a face-off with. Quanell talks about, reparations. Why are you not paying reparations? You've paid reparations to the Japanese people, to the Jews, and every other person that you had. Even the slave owners were paid money. Because they had, when the rule of not allowing you to own a slave was made, they were paid so that it can seem like they're not going under any kind of issue, so that they can buy their own tractors and whatever equipment they need to cover the fact that Black people are no longer going to be working for them. Yet the people who are actually being mistreated, who are being hurt, who are being treated like they are not even half human, have not been paid reparations to date. And yet we are having white people who are very confident going on air or social media and talking about how we already gave you freedom, so why are you still fighting? Why are you still talking about money? Why should we give you money? Why did you give the Japanese money then? Why did you pay off the Jews? Why did you not pay Black people if you paid off these other people? Meaning you have money, you can if you want to, but there's something you're afraid of. What are you so afraid of? Because it doesn't make sense that the same conversations that were being had or were being done 50 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and now, right now in this point in time, are still the same things that are still being spoken about, because America is refusing to change. They want to remain in the same state, in the same timeline where nothing changes for Black people, but everything else, the world continues to change. The white people continue to earn whatever they're earning because the system has been made to make sure that they live a good, comfortable life. And something that I've realized is a lot of white people do not understand what white privilege actually means. Because when you tell a white person, when a Black person tells a white person, you actually have white privilege, they start talking about, oh, I did not inherit any money from my parents and now they've passed on. Or I grew up in brokenness, like my parents were super poor. What are you talking about? I don't have privilege because everything has been working against me. No, everything has not been working against you. Black people, everything has been working against them because the system that was now changed to make sure that they also are treated as human beings was very restrictive. Because Black people are not given a foundation, they were not given land, they were not given money. They were not even allowed to go and get, education from schools. That's why we have we had white schools and Black schools. And anytime a Black child went to a white-only school, they were either bullied, taken advantage of. There was so much inhumane things that happened to that child. So you cannot talk about giving people freedom, yet you treated people like they were not humans. It doesn't make sense. And the lady is actually, and you'll find that these white people are constantly, speaking with this ego and this, I don't know how to say, like this darkness. They do not want to accept that things that their ancestors did were actually terrible. They were mean. And they do not want to dive into that. Because to some point, I know that they are afraid of what their parents did or their ancestors did. They are kind of afraid because they cannot imagine that certain things that the people who they are related to directly did such things to human beings. And that's why they continuously fight and speak as if history did not happen. It did happen. Pay reparations. Treat black people as if you are equal. Black people would have been on the streets with you and would have marched on the streets with you if all of you had made the mistake to vote for someone who they told you to vote for. Because black people told you do not vote for Trump. You went ahead and did it. And you see, with black people, you have to go throughout history. You have to check on history. These same people who are talking about immigrants, talking about Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization and should not exist. These people who are talking really badly about immigrants and black people, right now I know they're regretting because there is nothing stopping ICE agents from coming to them at this point in time. It is what it is. It's a fact. Because ICE agents are going to white people, Asian people, black people, Latinas, Somalis, any other person that exists in America, they are going for those people. Everyone. They're going for everyone. And now that you have seen that, you're calling on to black people, hey, come, let's protest together, let's stand together as a country. Where were you when they were fighting for their rights? Where were you when they were saying that Black Lives Matter? You went on to say all lives matter. You did. Yes, right now all lives matter. It is a fact because everyone is under attack. But you have to understand, at this point in time, you understand more than anyone else now. You understand the same way black people understood what they were saying when they said Black Lives Matter. Because now you're going through the same thing. Your people are going through the same thing. Trump does not care about you. He has never cared about you. He cares about his friends, his millionaire, billionaire friends. He wants to make them richer. He wants to make himself richer. He wants to make sure by the time he is being removed from the presidential seat, he has made sure that he is good, he is okay. Him and his children have generational wealth at your expense. And this is what black people have been fighting over and fighting against, actually. But you did not want to listen because at some point you did not think it will affect you. And there's a white man who talks about black people and immigrants are taking, the people of Texas, their jobs, they're taking their qualifications. Like black people are getting opportunities that Texans and other white people are not getting. And that is the same thing, whitewashing. Because white people had 400, 500, 600 years ahead of black people to ensure that they had a standing, a foundation, something that they could stand on. But yet they come to get annoyed or jealous when they see a black person actually prospering, when the black person is having a better car than them, a better job than them, better education, qualifications are better. Oh, this black person is getting a job that I'm not getting. Why? And then they bring up the story about race, which doesn't really apply because if you're not qualified, then why should you get a job? And how do you know that other people were denied because of their race? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you have been whitewashed, you have been brainwashed and whitewashed to believe that immigrants and black people and minority groups are out to get your jobs, are out to get, I don't know, whatever you think they're out to get, but they are literally just creating a foundation for themselves because you did not allow them to a while ago. Not long ago, just a while ago. They are trying to make the best out of each and every situation. They have had to maneuver into a system that was made to make sure that they did not prosper. They have had to maneuver against that system to get themselves to where they are today. But yet you're fighting them instead of going and working. Told black people to, pick up their boots and strap them on and go to work. Do the same. Why is it now different when white people are going through something and black people are not? Now it's a problem. It doesn't make sense. Like, live up to your words or something. I don't know. You know, whatever is happening in America is terrible. It's bad. ICE agents are doing things that they're not supposed to. It's literally like a terrorist organization, if I may say so myself. Because you cannot kill people in broad daylight and do such things in broad daylight for people you're supposed to protect. Like, it does not make sense and it is not okay. But when black people say that they're going to stay at home, stop guilt tripping them, especially if white people spoke the way these people Quanell was debating with and had a face-off with, spoke the way they spoke. So black people are supposed to continuously swallow these things, forget them, and then go march in the streets where they could possibly have, you know, these ICE agents or any other police officer could use lethal force on them for something that they told you not to do. It's not fair. Yes, if a black person wants to do it, they can. If they don't want to, they should also not. Like, it's a choice. They warned you, you did not listen, you chose what you chose, you are where you are. It's sad, it's bad. It's not like they're supporting what Trump is doing. They're just keeping themselves aside so that you can deal with your own, you know, you can deal with the circumstances of the situation that you put yourself into. It's harsh, but it's the truth. Anyway, if you have any comments about this, I'd like to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this particular topic. Or tell me what you think about Quanell and his debates and face-offs with all these other white people. And if you liked the video, kindly consider sharing, subscribing, and liking. I'd love to see you again, so do make sure you come back, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.